Hello everyone, my name is Alanomaly, and welcome to the 51st. Yeah, I can't believe I'm about to do this. Okay, well, here we go. 50 questions about the first time I did something. Alright, what was your first car? I don't drive. I don't have a car. All my cars belong to my elders and such. Who was the first person you cared about more than their well-being than their own? I pretty much always cared more about other people's well-being than my own if I liked them as a person. If I don't like them, then I'm probably not going to care as much. Um, or if I'm neutral, I'm probably going to anyways, just out of kindness and respect. Um, as for but I tend to usually care more about the well-being of the females that I'm around than I do about the males. It's not because I think females are better than males. I honestly think everyone's equal. It's just that I have this feeling to have more of a caring about the female's well-being than I do about sort of like my own well-being and such, um, and how I do about other well-beings. I don't know if that's the right way to word this. What was your first time? What was your first public speaking success? I haven't done any of that. I don't do public speaking. What was the first time you got stitches? I don't think I've ever gotten stitches. I don't think. No, I don't think I have. Was the first time you stayed up all night and watched the sunrise? Ooh. I think the first time I actually did that was, I think, between 6th and 7th grade was the first time I ever did that. First thing you learn to cook, eggs. I learned how to cook scrambled eggs. I don't know if I remember how now, but I knew that like a while ago I was able to do that. What was your first paying job? I don't have a job. I mean, I have YouTube, but I'm not paid. So I haven't had a first paying job. All of these have been, none of these have had a straightforward answer. Not even the one that I did manage to answer. First time you flew on an airplane. First time I flew on an airplane, here's a straightforward answer, was whenever I went to Las Vegas whenever I was 3. Yeah. What happens there stays there. I know that's supposed to like reference sexual stuff and drugs and stuff. It's supposed to be an adult thing, but it's true, and probably partially because I don't remember. First concert you went to see? Never been to a concert. I would love to, but I haven't. Um, what was your first bike like? It was red. I know it was red. I don't really ride bikes. It was a Hot Wheels bike. It was a red Hot Wheels bike. I don't ride bikes. I don't like bikes, honestly. I like scooters. I like the Razor scooters. Yeah, those that you have to like manually push yourself. Yeah, I like those. First time I shot a gun was actually really recently that I first shot a gun. Uh, it's the only time I've ever shot a gun. I didn't shoot it more than once. I had fun shooting it the one time I shot it, but I was really uncomfortable doing it at the same time of liking doing it. And I know that's a little weird, but that's just how it ended up being. And I shot a can. It was my dad's gun. He got a gun that day, and that day or the day before, and no, it was the day before. Yeah, the day before, and we were just out there. He asked if I wanted to go shoot, and I shot one, and yeah, it was fun. I can't remember the gun, even though it was just recently. Um, First time you moved houses is actually before can recall, but my earliest recollection of moving houses was when I moved from Clover to Gastonia. Yeah, whenever I moved from Clover to Gastonia was the first time that I moved houses. All right, let's. Jesus, do I have to click more questions? It's not numbered. Um, but I'm guessing this isn't 50. It doesn't look like 50. Hold on, let me see how many we've gone through here. We've been through 11, so yeah, this is not all of them. Okay, so I'm gonna actually start saying the number now. 12! No, we've been through 12. 13. What was the first time you threw a punch? That's not the right through. The first time I threw a punch was that I threw a punch at someone. I think it was 7th grade. 6th or 7th grade was the first time I ever threw a punch at someone, and it was out of self-defense. Um, 14, first time you quit a job. Like I said, never had a job. I have YouTube, but I'm not getting paid. So, 15, what was the first professional sporting event you went to? First professional one, I don't. Oh no, because I've been to a NASCAR race, and that was really recently as well. It was just after freshman year ended, um, and that was the yeah, that was the first time I went to any sort of professional sporting event. I don't really do sports. I do NASCAR. That's about it. 16. What was the first time you realized you were good at your job? Am I good at this? Am I good at YouTube? I mean, I know I have 71 of you guys, but yeah. First forgettable hairstyle. I went blonde once. Yeah, I was blonde at one point. Whenever I first created my Facebook profile, I was blonde. Yeah, that happened. I was blonde and with short hair. I don't like having short hair, and I don't like having blonde hair. I was blonde twice, and I was black haired once. I don't like having short hair anymore. I like having this luscious mane. What was your first business venture? No. No. How old were you when you first left home? Hmm. I don't think I was born yet when I first left home because I came into this world in a hospital. So I would say that is. Um, when the first time you cut class. That's literally what it says. The first time I cut class. I don't remember the first time actually. I know I've cut class quite a bit, and it was either for like family stuff or it's because there was like a threat to the school or something. And those are the only reasons that it really happened. Um, was because family stuff or emergencies and such. That's about it. How old were you when you had your first kiss? I was 14. It was little more than 2 years ago whenever I had my first kiss. And it's been like a year since the last time I had one, I think, which is kind of sad. Oh, when was the first time you went fishing? Oh, this is a long time ago. I don't even remember how old I was, but I was a kid. I remember it, and oh no, I'm thinking of a different time. I was even younger. I think it was like 4 or 5 maybe. Whenever I first went fishing, and it was with my it was my great grandma. We didn't catch anything, but it was fun nonetheless. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Where were we? Hold on. Where were we? That's 11. Okay, so it does 25 then 25. Okay. How old were you when you got your first computer? My first personal one was whenever I turned. Let me think. I need to think of the year it was. It was the year between. It was seventh grade. I remember because I had a lot of good fun on my computer. That was the best computer I ever had, not including this computer, but this is a school computer, so yeah, that's why I don't get to upload videos over the summer, because this is a school computer. I don't get it over the summer. I have to use my other one, and I deleted my recording software from the other one because it was taking up too much space, and I couldn't use it for anything else. And I don't think I'm going to be able to upload any videos over this summer either, unless I get a new computer between now and then, which I really, really doubt. What was the first time you stood up for yourself? Ooh, it was second grade the first time I ever got bullied and I stood up for myself. It got a little bit difficult later, and I just like couldn't stand up for myself, and now it's just I make comebacks that are just so ridiculous and amazing at the same time. All right, more questions. We're on to the second half now. The next 25. Yep. Okay. What was the first big ticket item you purchased? What is a big ticket item? What is that? Big ticket item. I don't know what that is. Retail good that has a high selling price. I haven't bought any of that yet. Not on my own knowledge. First book that made you cry. I don't really read books all that much, and they don't really make me cry. I did get sad reading The Hunger Games. I got sad quite a bit reading the Animorph series, and that's about it. I never really cried. First road trip. It was to Pennsylvania. That's my main road trips, is going out to Pennsylvania and seeing family up there. Why did you break up with your first boyfriend slash girlfriend? Oh, here we go. This is the first person I had a kiss with as well. So I've got to go ahead and explain this. The first time, because we've been in a relationship with each other 3 times. The first time, I was the one who was a little. I'm going to explain each time that we broke up. The first time, it was my first time being in a relationship, and it was just. I wasn't really sure how to do it, even though I had gone through my mind several times before. How would I go through being in a relationship if I was in one? And see, the thing is, at the time, I had a phone at the time, but I never really turned it on because I didn't really have a use for it, and I just kind of forgot that I had it. And then I had an iPod as well, but then I stopped using the iPod because the reason that we broke up was because I hardly was in contact with her because I never turned my phone on. I only really contacted her through Facebook, and she kind of got mad at me because I was just not really engaged in the relationship. And then like 2 months later, I think we got together for the first time in August or September, and then we got back together in November, I think. Yeah, it was November, and it was me that asked her back out because she just at first it was kind of like not into it. I was kind of like not into it the first time because I wasn't really attracted to her at the time either. But I'm like, you know what? I may as well. I was told that we would look cute together. I'm like, you know what? Let's give it a shot. Let's go ahead and give her a try. Because I never had anyone sort of say that to me. I never had anyone just say, you know what? I'll give Alan a try. Or beforehand, I went by my first name, Richard. So no one ever said, let me give Richard a try. And so I thought, you know what? Let me give her a try. So November came around, and I noticed she looked a lot more attractive to me than usual, than not usual, than what it was before. And I, she still had my number apparently. So, I'm just like, I was like acting a little weird. She asked me what was wrong. I'm just like, you still have my number, right? She's like, yeah. I'm just like, you know what? Text me later. And so I'm just like, we got back together and we were together for 4 months. That is the longest relationship I had ever had, and it's still the longest relationship I've ever had. And then we broke up. Then we broke up in February, or not February. It was early March. It was around the time I created this channel, actually. If you guys remember to my early Minecraft videos, I would mention I would like stop playing for a second, and I would just be like, "Sorry, I'm going through something right now." I was going through the breakup at the time of beginning this channel, and yeah, what I'm really worried is because I know she's still subscribed to me. I've looked at my subscriber list, and I know she's still subscribed to me. So what I'm really worried is that she's gonna end up seeing this video. If you are, hi, yeah, you now know what happened. The other thing that I have to say is the breakup. The second time, whenever we broke up in March, is uh, I don't know. I was insensitive, not insensitive. I was too sensitive, and I'm actually still quite sensitive. I was just very sensitive to the fact that I'm just like, I'm your boyfriend. I should be treated a certain way. Not to say that I should be treated better, but that I should be treated in a way that's different from how she would treat her friends. Obviously, some overlap, but there's some things you treat your friends, or some things you treat your significant other, and it really wasn't working out for me. It wasn't really working out. I would get mad a lot because I would feel like I was just being like completely treated wrong. That's probably not a good way to think, but that's how I thought. I sometimes still do think like that. It's probably not a good thing. I admit that. Um, so don't go attacking me on that. I admit it's probably not a good way to do it. If you think that that's probably not a good way to do it, don't attack me. I admit that I don't think it's a good way to do it, but it's a little bit difficult to change after you've been doing the same thing for so long. And then we had like a big conversation, and I was crying so much during it. We were just calling each other on the phone. I was crying so much, and I really was just like not happy that the breakup was happening. And then forever I was trying to get back with her. Forever I was trying to get back with her, and it just wouldn't happen. And then we met each other again last year, the week before Halloween, and then we got back together It was her idea to get back together at that point, and then a little after we went to the Renaissance Fair together, um, we broke up, and I really don't get why. I still have no idea to this day why we broke up at that point. She's just like, I think I'm ready to end. I'm just like, what? And I really didn't want it to end because I was having fun. I had fun each. The first time it wasn't really as fun because I wasn't attracted to her, but the second two times that we went out and we were together, I had fun. The only thing that's difficult about the relationship is the breakup was not fun. That's the only thing I didn't like about our relationship was whenever we broke up. Having the relationship with her was fun. I will admit that. She was very fun to have as a girlfriend. Um, so if you're watching this, you're welcome. So yeah, um, that's basically how that went along. I still don't know why we broke up. And I was like really mad that we were gonna break up again. So I'm just like, you know what? Let's go ahead and just break up. And so I I changed Facebook status. I didn't even want to be friends with her at the time because I was mad that we were breaking up again. So I so yeah, I'm currently not friends with her, but I do have to say that she was fun to have as a girlfriend, despite the me getting mad at some points. But yeah, that aside, yeah, that's how the breakup went, and that's just with her. That's not even with the second girl I went out with. This is talking about first. But I had to explain each time because we had gone out 3 times. What was the first thing you ever won? Jesus, that took forever to answer that one. Okay, what was the first thing you ever won? The first thing I ever won was, I don't know. I won a little trophy for being in soccer. That's what it was. Who was your first best friend? Logan, that's the name of my best friend. And he is still one of my best friends today, actually. We still keep in contact. We have been best friends for longer than either of us can remember, which means at least 16 years. No, not 16, because I'm 16. A little over 15, because that's pretty much uh, the time that because I'm older than him just by a little bit. So I'm 16, he's 15, and yeah, that's how that works. So a little bit over 15 years we've been best friends. That's a long time to be best friends with someone. Actually, that's a really long time to be best friends with someone. What was the first time you had to let a friend down? I've always had to let friends down. Oh, I don't recall the first time that I've had to leave a friend down. Do you believe in love at first sight? No. No. Sorry. No. When was the first Christmas you realized Santa Claus was not real? What? Santa's not real. What? Everything I know about Christmas is a lie. No, no, but really, uh, the first time that I realized Santa Claus wasn't real, it was a little after fifth grade. It was like probably the fifth grade Christmas of mine that I realized Santa wasn't real. When was your first trip to Las Vegas? I mentioned this the first time I went on a plane, whenever I was 3. When was the first time people looked to you in a crisis? I actually don't feel comfortable saying this one because I don't think that I don't think Alexis would want me to actually say what it is. I mean, if she's watching this, Alexis, you know what it is. Um, it was a crisis she was having. She got requested to do a certain thing. I'm not going to say what the thing was because I respect privacy here. So I'm not going to say what the thing was. It was with my best friend Alexis. She looked to me for help with this. And yeah, I don't know if it's really a crisis, but she needed my help. And it was definitely one of the biggest things I've ever had to help people with. When was the first time you realized that you were smarter than your parents? Whenever I started stumping them with Doctor Who logic. First sweetheart that you took home to meet your parents. The first girlfriend I had. Who was your first love? First girlfriend I've had. When was the first time you realized you were way in over your head? Early college. What was your first phone number? I'm not gonna say that. It's the phone number I have now. That was the first phone number. When was the first time in the hospital? When I was born. When was the first time you finished something really big? I'm trying to think. There's some sort of. I know that I've done quite a bit of projects in the past. I'm not sure which one is the biggest project, however. When was the first time you took responsibility for someone else's mistake? Um, I don't know. I don't know when the first time I did that was. I think I've done that before. When was the first time you saw the ocean? That says say the ocean. First time that I saw the ocean, it was after kindergarten was over. Me and my grandma went to Polly's Island, and that was fun. That was fun. That was the first time I ever went to a beach. How old were you when you first drank alcohol? I'm 16. I cannot legally drink alcohol yet, therefore I have not. Who was the first person you had a crush on? Oh god, I have been having crushes pretty much ever since I started school. My first crush was in kindergarten, and her first name was Morgan. And I remember, like, I remember whenever I was that age, and I thought she was really cute. And I mean, even if I look at the images now, I'm just like, yeah, she was cute, and she actually was. She was a cute little kindergartner, and I'm not sure what she looks like now. I haven't seen her in years. Um, what was the first person you voted for? I don't vote. What was your first email address? I'm not gonna say the specifics. I just remember that. I don't know. I remember it. I don't ever use it. I don't ever use it anymore. So the thing is, it doesn't matter if I say this one or not because I don't use it anymore. So you guys can just like send all the spam you want to that email. It was Richard Blank 07. See, I'm not gonna do that because it has my last name in there. I'm not gonna do that. I mean, I know my last name's already revealed. What am I talking about? The Bell video revealed my last name. So yeah, it's richardreinhardt07@gmail.com. That's the email. I don't ever use it. If you want to get rid of all your spam, just send it to that profile because that profile never gets used anymore. What was your first slow dance like? I've never been in a slow dance. No, sixth grade dance. It was a big circle of people doing a slow dance to one of the songs. Uh, and I had each of my arms around two Emilys on either side. Who was the first person to have a crush on you? Okay, see the thing is I don't know. The first person I know who had a crush on me that told me her first name was Alyssa. But I don't know who the first person who actually had a crush on me was because no one ever told me up until that point. What do you remember about your first day at school? I don't know. I don't remember anything from my first day at school. When was the first time someone close to you died? This is the last question. This was in fifth grade. My uncle Rick died near the end of fifth grade, and it was really weird because I didn't really know how to react or really what to do at all. I didn't know how to do any of this reacting stuff. I was just in shock that it happened, and then we went to the funeral that weekend or the weekend after. I don't remember which, and that was when I cried. Was at the actual funeral itself. Um, and it wasn't really like bawling out. It was just like subtle tears streaming down my face. Yeah. I want to do more. That's fun. I like that. That took 24 minutes. That took 24 minutes because I did that really big explanation of my first breakup. Probably. That's probably what took most of the time. Yeah. Alright, well, if you like this video, leave a like, subscribe, comment, Alanomaly Companion, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.